societal issues, give them aggregate attention with a digitalized waste management. We'll go on a short break. Welcome back. This is Society Watch on Atlantic Television Network. The headlines. From Lagos State government call digitalization of waste management process. On health, introduce one-on-one policy to mitigate medical brain drain. On National Assembly, Senate President decries unfair demands on lawmakers. On education, university stakeholders oppose for 40% IGR by federal government. Of cycle elections, TAF, Africa say only 18% of disabled persons voted. Still on off cycle elections, Police Service Commission staff monitor gives officers pass mark. These are the stories we'll be discussing today, and I have with me editor of the Urubu Voice newspaper. I will introduce him to you after the short break. Do stay with us. This is Society Watch on Atlantic Television Network. And joining me in this conversation today is editor of the Orobo Voice newspaper. I'm talking about Mr. Goodluck Edafe. Thank you so much, sir, for joining me today.
Thank you for inviting me once again. It's my pleasure.
All right, let's look at our stories for today. From Lagos State, the Commissioner for the Environment and Water Resources in Lagos State, Tokunbo Wahab, urged PSP waste operators to embrace digital process for enhanced waste management. Wahab emphasized the benefits of digitalization during the meeting with the executive of the Association of Waste Managers of Nigeria, accompanied by the Special Advisor to the Governor on Environment, Olakunle Rotimi Okodo. He advised the association should put in private facilities being serviced, stressing that the time had come for PSP operators to create an online portal where GPS receivers were installed in their truck to provide accurate locations, including numbers of trips undertaken by each operator daily, among other things. The portal will be accessible via internet connection on the range of device from desktop computer to future phones, regardless of location, age, or socio-economic status. Instead, the commissioner said the government was aware some persons. I mean, this is an employment opportunity you have been looking for. But some of them, you will see some of those vehicles parked alongside, they can't actually manage it. And some of them, I mean, they are seeing it as free work.
Well, I must commend Lagos State. From all indication, you can see that Lagos State is leading all the states in the country about employment. You must do your job well, or rather, must take serious. If you are looking for a job, it's not just job to get money to buy things you want to buy. Are you doing the job well? I can tell you, I just traveled to Abuja recently. I just came from Abuja recently. As I'm concerned in this country, we have not started to live like, because we romance waste. We see waste as if they are our neighbors. You know, we don't feel bad when we see sight of this waste everywhere around us.
But yeah, you are actually, I totally agree with you. But now the Lagos State government has looked into this and realized, of course, it's not good for health, and they have come up with a good idea. We're talking about digitalization,
Yeah.
and I was asking before you deviate a bit, how would they achieve this without all in and out of the state being well defined? Like, you can stay anywhere, and no matter how you try, Google does not even recognize the place. So how would they be able to achieve this when they have not settled this one first?
Well, I was actually coming to that aspect. Every serious government, like you mentioned, this is what has been going on in Europe and part of the world. How are they doing it? If anything, they will achieve it. It's just that we don't see this thing as part of something we should take serious, as part of governance. Otherwise, whatever government wants to achieve, government will achieve. Beside God, government is the God that we can see. Anything government want to do to you, they can do to you. Yeah, that is government. So when you ask, can they achieve this? The man who mooted the idea should be able to factor this thing we want to digitalize. How do we go about it? It's a matter of brain thinking. You think it out. This is where you book those taxis and they come and pick you. It's not exactly so. You must have specific area where these things can be gathered and government closely monitoring it to make sure that this process is effective. Not the one you are carrying to the place and is scattering on the road, and you don't care whether it is scattering or it's not scattering. You want to throw away your waste, and at the same time, you are littering the whole environment. It's not so. And anybody who is doing that, government should be able to put modalities in place to punish all such people. People, both government and citizens, must be serious to build a nation. Both those up there and those working on the street, all of us must put hands together to know that for this country to be good, One, we must do what we are employed to do. First of all, and most importantly, we must train our minds. The kind of values that are required to build a decent society, we must prepare our mind for that. And once we have done that, everything can go on smoothly.
Of course, we'll say congratulations to Lagos State. Sit with all your heart and not misuse this opportunity. And our next story is on health. The replacement policy as a solution to the ongoing brain drain in the health sector. This policy would mark an immediate replacement for healthcare workers leaving the country for existing the system. Comprising Health Workers Union and Association include the Medical and Health Workers Union of Nigeria, Nigeria Union of Allied Health Professionals, Non-Academic Staff Union of Educational and Associated Institutions, and Senior Staff Association of Universities, Teaching Hospital Research Institute, and associated institutions. In an interview with our correspondent on Sunday, the acting national chairman of Joshua, Dr. Bena Ogbonna, said the policies should be implemented immediately to lessen the impact of inadequate manpower in health institutions. He noted that the policy might not totally solve the brain drain in the sector, but it will significantly eliminate the current deteriorating situation. He stated apart from those existing as the result of brain drain, we have those retiring at 60 and there is no commensurate employment to replace them, creating a large gap. Many health workers and professionals are overworked due to acute staff shortage in a critical service area. It is really a challenging situation. He added that they should also meet workers' welfare needs and lift the ban on unemployment of health workers. There should be copious recruitment of health workers, professionals, replacement of absolute medical equipment in health institutions, and proper funding of health sectors by at least 15% of the national budget, as recommended by the African Union Declaration of 2001 and the World Health Organization. You know, anytime we have a story that has to do with is medical practitioners, one will always ask what exactly of health workers. There are some professions that when they are done with school, you understand, it will take time for them to get a job because there is no space. But there are some like medical practitioners that shouldn't even wait. So do you think it's too much to ask for the federal government to fill the lacuna?
I laugh. When you say to fill the lacuna, what would they use to fill the lacuna? Will they cut wood in the bush and feed the lacuna? Is it not medical doctors? They need to feed the lacuna. We have given rights. Is it not? So a man who struggled over the years to finish school, spend 6 years, spend another many years to go for medical certification and all that. When this man was struggling, you will look as if you were not even there. All over the world, government gives subventions to students. Go and read. Encourage them. They will need them. They are your citizens. So we are cutting banga to go to school. So we are doing agbero and all that to go to school. They suffered all through.
Waiting for the day that God will answer their prayers for them to get employment. Why if you go to some government hospital, you will hear that government has not employed here for over 5 years or over 6 years. I mean,
and you have medical doctors roaming the streets. When you say government are not employed, is it that they are those roaming the streets that ought to be employed but are not employed? Is that the issue?
It's not just for
are there cases where you have medical doctors? Then they should come out and protest. If government is crying, oh, they are leaving, those who are employed are leaving. We are here now, employ us. They should protest now. They should come out to tell government, don't tie yourself to people who are leaving. We still have us here. Employ us. So that let us know that you are sincere in this thing you are shouting every time, brain drain, brain drain, brain drain. When you employ somebody and you don't take good care of the person will leave. You can't tie the person to your office. It's a human being like you. You yourself, you need the best of life. Those the politicians, they plundering the resources of this country. We have all over the country where a politician make sacrifice for their country. Some don't even take salaries. I want to serve my country. I want to brain drain, brain drain. What effort? What did you put on ground for them to say they should not go? You just shout and shout and shout and you are not doing anything. That your shouting, will you do anything? You are talking to a man, you are not talking to a baby. You are talking to a full-grown man who has seen all in life. You say you should not go where you want to go. What did you provide to keep him where you want him to stay? Here, for them, they always want to talk about bogus life, want to live bogus life. You know, that bogus life that other Nigerians will not live, they want to give to themselves. It's how to run a society, it's how to run a nation. So every medical doctor or any medical doctor who feels that he's not well paid and he sees a place where he can be paid to satisfy, to pursue his aspiration in life, I will hold him down. What I can do as a government, if I were to be a government, is to provide alternative. See what I'm providing you. Where you are going, is it better than what I'm providing for you? That is the only thing government can do to make the people to have a rethink. But if you are not putting anything on the table, I'm your peanuts, and you say brain drain, brain drain, brain drain, what are you talking about? How much are you receiving? You in government house, apart from the word you receive, each allowance, each travel you make, how much do you collect? Eh? So for me, government is playing to the gallery. When government is ready to build a nation, I know many Nigerians like me who are not excited about going abroad. If I should go to abroad, it should be okay. Let me just go and see. Oh, we talk about Arizona and US. We talk about Miami. Let me just go and have a sightseeing. Then come back to my country. A lot of us are like that. But when you are frustrated in your country, you have something to give, and your country will not allow you to give it out. What do? You go elsewhere where you can give out your potentials, and society will appreciate you. You do something here, somebody will tell you want to claim, say, now you know pass. You will go to somewhere, somebody will encourage you, say, this thing you are doing, do it well, do it more, do it more. You understand? You live in a community of what is due to them. I told you I just came from Abuja. And I visited one police unit, those who are responsible for dogs, where dogs live. Dog unit, where we call a kennel, they call it kennel, where is that name? Unit they built for dogs, where there's a spine dog they use for spine and all that. Where they built for them to live is where police officers, their wives, their children are living small rooms. Eh? And I said, people are living, I can't do this job. You know, so what are we talking about? And the man up there is living big, using the resources that belong to all of us.
Well, like President's wife said, that Nigerians should be patient, that everything is definitely going to fall in place. Give a little time to the federal government and they will do something. This is Society Watch on Atlantic Television. Let's return after this break. talking. They are welcome. And also the rest of our stories. Senate cried on fair demands on lawmakers. In Abeokuta, Ogun State, says the one arm of government that people don't really understand is always a subject of ridicules and attacked in the legislature. He noted that the problems as the metric measuring the performance of the legislators by the electorate, which is different from what is contained in a syllabus, why a syllabus said as the legislator, your role is to make laws, perform oversight function, and make appropriations. And those are all three things a legislator must perform. Now, Mr. Goodluck, this is coming from the Senate President, Goodluck Akpabio. Yeah, Godswill Akpabio is saying that the Nigerians are demanding for are too demanding or unnecessary things from the legislators. And then I'm like, Nigerians, they're asking for stable economics, security, and now we have everything is, and the Senate, the former governor of the CBN actually says something like this, advising they should do it much. Could it be that truly Nigerians are asking for
the appropriate policies to build a nation, to build economy that will be favorable to the people? It is the duty of the legislature to say, Mr. President, the way you are going is not the way our people want you to go. Is it not their duty? Have they been performing that duty? Is it not party government they are running? Have you ever seen the National Assembly in this country that sit down, such that the president or the executive arm in this country will be afraid of them? Has there never a time where you see a legislation that is afraid of? Every time the president send anything to them, oh, carry go. Is it not a carry go legislation we have in Nigeria? So for me, Akpabio has never stood for Nigeria any day. Has never stood for Nigerians any day. He has always talking selfish all the time. We talk about 2 million naira gifts that turn to prayer and all that. All constitute Akpabio story. We talk about these millions of 160 million car. In a country, citizens are crying. And people were saying, don't go for this. Go for lesser. We are not even saying you should not buy. You should buy, but go for lesser. The current crisis we are facing in Nigeria, we need, and it's actually true. Travel from here to Warri, no road. Travel from here to Aba, no road. Travel from Warri to Benin, no road. From Benin to Lagos, no road. From Benin to Awushi to Lokoja, no road. And that's all over the country. And you have a government in place, of which the legislature is part of that government. How can they be exonerated? What was Akpabio, what is he talking about? A government that packs money in millions, while the masses that voted for you are suffering. What are you talking about? If we ask you, if we are a society, for example, we have a system, democracy requires that you can recall your legislation. Can it be possible in this country? Critical laws, for me, the kind of law that we build in Nigeria, we have not started making them. I took a proposal, I think, for pilgrimage, far back in 2005. The man I went to meet, he said, this will not work. It will not work. Discouraged me, and I left. After leaving, he told somebody, say, I just carry waka from Port Harcourt. He should come and sponsor a bill against government sponsorship for pilgrimage. And he wants to go for pilgrimage. Say that kind of thing will work. This is somebody who is in legislature. So they don't think about how to build a society. What benefits the people? For them, what they can gather, What they can gather, and while they are gathering this thing, they don't even have a sense of death. Huh? So for me, Akpabio has never been a good story as far as Nigeria politics and democracy is concerned. He's not ready for the people, and we are not ready for it. We are not taking him serious. So he can say whatever he wants to say. That's for him.
Our next story on education. The Committee of Vice Chancellors of Nigerian Universities formally objected to the government's plan to deduct 40% of the internal generated revenue for federal universities. The Secretary General, Professor expressed concern that deductions would be unjustified, especially without granting universities autonomy. The government later dated October 7, 2023, announced the commencement of the 40% reduction in November 2023, therefore emphasized that the Financial Act 2020 referred to surplus, not IR, and warned that if the policy proceeds, it will negatively impact parents and potentialities of universities' oppression. The committee has urged the Ministry of Education to intervene and prevent this development. He added, ultimately, any decision taken, it is parents that will bear it. Schools are not commercial activities, they are social entities. Parents will bear it if FJ insists on 40% deduction. For the government to sit down somewhere and update and equip universities, college, and polytechnics as revenue centers, that isn't possible. They are not funding universities well enough. If you grant autonomy and we are changing the normal rate, then we will give you the 40%. You know, when this came in the news some time around last week, and then I remember asking one of them this, and of course they want to take back their own part. And then the General Secretary Committee of Vice Chancellors of the Nigerian universities, that's Professor Yakubu, is saying that the government could not be demanding 40% of varsity's IGR when it has not funded them, grants them the autonomy. And they are saying that they have not properly funded these universities well. And then why are they coming to us? And the little that they have increased, of course, if you could remember, if it is up to you, I mean, if you're aware that parents have been protesting, students have been protesting that the hike in tuition fee is becoming unbearable, that they can no longer fund, and then they're coming back to ask for 40%. And these people are saying that if you're asking for 40%, it means that parents will be the one to suffer, because definitely everything will go up again. So what do you think about their protests?
Well, we're in Nigeria. The whole story is neither here or there. Because the university IGRO, if government really wants to do what is right, first of all, you should provide the templates to oversee what are the universities doing with their IGRO. Because for now, the issue is, do we really have universities, do they give account of the fees that they collect? This is, we are, for this year, or this section, this is how much the university has collected as IGR. And this is what we are spending, this is what we are doing, this is what, do we have such kind of arrangement? I don't think we have such arrangement. So every university collects school fees, you increase school fees, you use it the way you want, without giving accounts to anybody. I don't know whether they give account to the university council or whatever they will call it. But for me, first of all, government should try to see what are they doing with their IGRO? What investment are they making? The money they are collecting from students, and students and parents are crying. Where and where are they putting those money into? Government should first of all put an eye into that. As far as you have not given them autonomy, but you have an oversight function, or if you want to give it to, if it's part of the National Assembly function, so to say, before your man will say you are overloading him with jobs. Otherwise, There must be an oversight. There must be an organization. It's in the NUC to come and give us an account. For the year 2022, this is the total revenue you've gathered. But in Nigeria, as you know it now, no government gives account. All the states, they collect revenue, they collect money here, collect money there. They don't give account to anybody. So everybody is a big man in Nigeria. Any man who holds position is a big man, is a godfather. So once you hold position in Nigeria, you are God yourself. Otherwise, in every normal society, government gives account to its people. So the university, you should give account. But for government to say, just to jump in, oh, like this body, they are not making so much money now. They are not increasing school fees, and you can see that they are not making so much money. So let us put an eye. And the eye you want to put there is to say we are collecting 40% of your revenue you are collecting.
This policy actually started, it was 2020, 2021, yes. And then they are implementing it now. It means that them implementing it now that things are very hard. We just hope that the federal government will go back to the drawing board and look into it.
When you say run the school system, what are they actually running?
Well, we just...
Do they pay their workers salaries? Do they build hostels? Do they build classrooms? What are they running? When you use the word running, it's vague. They should simplify it. Let us know, what are you putting the money into?
Maybe when they simplify, we'll come up to let you know about that. All right, our last story for today is on off-cycle elections. A group TAF Africa promoting disability. In electoral processes on Sunday said only 80% of persons with disabilities were allowed to exercise their priorities voting rights in Imo State, Kogi and Bayelsa State off-cycle governorship election held last Saturday. TAF is a statement signed by newsmen in Owerri by the founder of the group, Ambassador Jake Epele, said as part of our commitment to promoting disability decision in electoral processes, TAF Africa deployed a total of 90 training observers across polling units with registered persons with disabilities in Imo, Bayelsa, and Kogi State. The focus is on evaluating and compliance of the Independent National Electoral Commission with the provision of assistive tools as mandated by the Electoral Act and govern the overall experience of voters with disabilities at the polls. TAF Africa presented its funding from observers in the field, transmitting to TAF Africa's person with disabilities election hub through our innovative election observers app and dashboard in Kogi State. 94% of the 30 polling units shows that INEC officials arrived early than 8:30 and designated for accreditation and voting to commence. It was part of their funding that out of 90 observers deployed in 90 polling units with registered persons with disabilities across the 3 off-cycle states. It was reported by the observers about 80% of persons with disabilities were allowed to exercise their priority voting right in Kogi State, 75% in Imo State, and 67% in Bayelsa State. Assistive tools such as Braille ballot guard and magnifying glass were reported to have been deployed in 77% of the 30 polling units. We deploy observers in Kogi State. It was deployed at 67% in Bayelsa State, while in Imo State, assistive tools were deployed at the percentage of 55 out of 30 polling units. In Imo State, 99 of the 30 polling units registered persons with disabilities displayed. The INEC officials arrived at 8:30 a.m. And now, looking at this story, one will ask, how did it? I mean, we have about 99%. Of course, we have a good number that have voted. But what will have, penalized the others from exercising their rights?
I mean, people with disabilities.
Yes.
My host, in Nigeria, we should stop playing to the gallery. In an election where physically fit human beings are running for their safety, people physically fit with 2 legs, 2 hands, with 2 eyes, 2 years to hear what is happening, are running for safety, running for their life. There's somebody with a withered leg. You say, if you come and vote, to do what? To come and vote.
But we have about 80%.
These are percentage now. Nigeria know how to formulate figures. These are percentage now. Are you telling me now you have 80% of people with disability in Imo State where bullets are flying? In Bayelsa, where bullets are flying, 67% of people with disabilities that voted in that election where bullets are flying. Is that what you are telling me? Nigerians are forms of figures. The life we live in is real. The life we live in is not an illusion. It's not the life of realism. In philosophy, talk about realism. The life we live in is real. It's a physical life. So when you see people, they call people with the bullets, with the guns. So where gun is firing, then somebody with 2 legs is running. Then somebody with disability say, you want to go and vote. Is that what you are telling me? So we are not yet there. We are not serious yet. Say we want to do an election. We are not yet there. What promotes